I'm going to be starting a series. It's going to be called Days to Cop, which will be my journey from now until I get into the police academy. And like if I have interview or the kind of test that I might have coming up, then I'll add that in the videos as well. The series is going to be 60 days. I'll probably make a video. I'll probably put 7 days in one video, so make it a week. So from today's the 2nd. Yesterday I didn't do it because I was kind of busy doing stuff. So we're going to say on the 7th, this video should come up. And then every other 7 days up until the academy starts, which is, I believe, September, let's just say September 1st to be safe. I'm going to show you workouts that I do, what I do on my days that I'm working out, the days that I'm not working out. If I go to the range, I'll show you what I do on the range to, get more proficient at obviously shooting firearms. I'm pretty good, but there's no such thing as can't get better. I feel like I have to stay in shape, so I did take my physical fitness test already. The 23rd of June, I passed, but just because I passed the test doesn't mean I need to, I need to keep the same momentum I had when I was working up to the physical fitness test to make sure I was in shape. So I'm gonna obviously try to keep up with that. Well, get better than I was. I need to bring my mile time down and just overall get back in shape. Since last year, I think I gained like 40, 50 pounds. And that's just from, I guess you could say, lack of working out. So like this time last year, I probably was 145, maybe. I could say 150. Right now, I'm sitting at like 195, probably 190 something, somewhere around there. So my goal from now into the academy is try to get down to around 175, maybe 170. Smart scale that I have, it tells you your body fat percentage, it tells you your fat-free weight. And last time I weighed myself a few days ago, I said my fat-free weight was 160, 163 or something like that. So I'm going to try to bring that, obviously bring that up and bring my body fat percentage down. My body fat percentage, I believe, is at 16.3 or something like that, which is kind of high. I used to be at like 12. So I'm going to try to bring that down to around 12. If I could bring it lower than 12, we'll do that. And bring my fat-free weight maybe to 165 or even more than that, 170. And then just bring my weight to around 175 from where I am now until the start of academy, and just overall work on my running and just getting stronger. I'm not a weak person. I obviously go to the gym. I'm kind of fit, but it's not the same as when you're young. When you're young, you can eat whatever you want and it doesn't affect you. Lately, since I hit 25, that shit be sticking. It's sticking. It doesn't just, go away like it used to. So I'm going to work on my diet. I'm going to start meal planning, meal prepping. I'll probably make either 2 or 3 different meals for a week and just have it all planned out. Maybe cook one day, eat that for 2 days, cook another day, eat that for 2 days, and just do it that way. Because I feel like my downfall is probably my diet, and that's because I'm a really busy person, so I'm not as strict on my diet as I should be if I want to get where I want to be. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on being more consistent in the gym. I do work full time, and I also own my own business. So in between those two things, right now I'm pretty busy. So I just got to work on being more consistent in the gym, making sure I'm in there at least 3, 4, 5 times a week, working out for no less than 30 minutes, maybe 45 to an hour every day. I've always wanted to be law enforcement or like serve in the military. When I finished high school, I was going to join the Marines, but then I had to sit down with myself one day and I was like, do I want to go to college or do I want to go to the military and ultimately I chose to go to college. I also was recruited for football in college, so I was like, you know what, let me just get away from where I live, go see the college life pretty much, and try sports out in like that type of level. It's not the same as high school. College and high school sports is a bit different. More commitment is required if you're going to be doing, college versus high school. So I tried that, but overall, I always wanted to be either police or military. And at this point in my life, I can't really just up and go to basic training for military because I got bills and I got a lot of stuff I got to take care of at home. So I can't just up and leave. Otherwise, I'd probably do both, honestly. So we're gonna just do law enforcement. I've always been a person that was interested in that type of work, and overall, I think it's more of a career that I would like to be in because I'm not a person that likes to be stationary, and that's like in the work environment or in just like my level. I'm not a person that could just be an employee forever. I got to move myself up the ranks. So if I'm getting the law enforcement, I'm not going to just stay a regular officer or a deputy. I'm going to try to get to corporal, sergeant. Just move my way up the ranks. I enjoy the extra responsibility. It gives me like a sense of accomplishment, and I love to challenge myself. I don't like to be feeling like, okay, I already learned everything there is to learn. What's next? So I think that's a great career path for me, and I'll probably stick to that for, I don't know. I don't plan on changing careers. I'm gonna do law enforcement. I'm gonna work on my landscaping business on the side, and I'm just gonna try to get to the point where I don't have to work in it, but I'm maybe hire a person or two so they could do the routes that I have. And then I just pay them, and then I just do the stuff in the background, do the marketing and the finding clients. So that's the goal for my business. I'm not just gonna stop that. So I'm gonna do law enforcement. I'm gonna work on my own business, and I'll probably continue doing what I've been doing. Other businesses, invest more, you know, purchase a home. Some of the goals I have in the next year, couple years. Some of my goals for this 60 days in between, now and the academy is obviously I'm gonna go on another ride along with my local sheriff's department. I'm going to obviously continue getting in shape and prepare myself for that aspect of the academy. And overall, just get the best me I can before then and now, so that I'm just prepared maybe more than most people. Uh, so usually for my training purposes, I usually go to Planet Fitness. I've been paying a membership for them for a while, so I just stick to that one. I would buy my own equipment, but I'm planning on purchasing a home, and I don't want to have to move all that extra stuff. So I just been, you know, just spend a little 25 a month, go to the gym. I usually go to the 30-minute, what is it called? The 30-minute thing that they have in Planet Fitness, where it's like pretty much a full body workout. I usually just do that. Alternate weights, maybe hit a machine more than once. I usually do either 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 12, depending on how heavy I'm going. And then to finish it off, I usually hop on the treadmill for like 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes on incline, max incline, which is 15, and then usually around 3 miles per hour. And then, I'm just going to continue my running. I'm going to probably make sure I run at least, not indoors, but, outdoors, actually just in the environment running. I'm going to try to run at least once, twice a week, at least a mile minimum, so that I'm in shape for the running aspect, because I'm not really a runner and I have asthma, so that's something that I feel like I could work on to get a little bit better than I am now. So we're gonna continue to work on the running, and just continue my firearms practice. I'm pretty proficient in firearms. I've had my gun license and owned guns for probably 8 years now. So I'm always outside. I do hunt. I do fish. I like to be outdoors. So just work on what I can in the firearm side of it. You know, just overall better myself. I'll be showing you some of the workouts. I'll record some of the runs that I go on with the timer, and so you can see. I guess what it takes. I'll record some of my range trips as well. I'd say the one thing you have to like that's imperative if you think you want to be in law enforcement or you want to prepare yourself, just to be physically fit more. I guess it's not necessarily for the academy or law enforcement, but if you just want to be fit, I feel like the hardest part is staying disciplined, and that would be making sure you go to the gym and doing, the stuff you need to do. You need to lift weights, you need to do cardio, and dedication. You know, you got to stick to it. Otherwise, you're probably not going to see the results you're looking for. Now, I'd say that's maybe discipline is my weakness at this point because I haven't been too consistent in the gym. I mean, I'm busy, but there's really no excuse. I can get to the gym if I really wanted to. So I'm going to work on being more dedicated and more committed to making sure I get those gym trips in so I can get to where I need to be and where I want to be. So that's probably one of the harder parts of trying to do anything that requires you to better yourself and get more physically fit. It's really discipline. I say discipline is number one. So we're gonna work on that, making sure we're hitting the gym 2, 3 times. I'll show you some of the workouts. I'll show you what I do at home when I don't go to the gym. Sometimes I just do a couple push-ups, couple sit-ups, planks. I might go outside, use a jump rope, or I have resistance bands. I usually lift those. I think mine go up to 60 or 80 pounds. So I usually use those because I don't have like free weights in my house. So I usually use that. I do have a weighted ball as well where I do like twists, Russian twists. I usually do Russian twists with the weighted ball. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna stick to that, get where we need to be in that standpoint, and just get mentally prepared because it is a long road. It is a college course, so I do have to go. I guess you could say go back to school for this. Um, so just preparing myself to get back into the school groove because I've been out of college for since 2021. It's 2020, so like 4 years at this point. So I just gotta prepare myself for schoolwork again and studying. But that stuff interests me, so I'm gonna make sure I know all the laws, all the traffic laws, all the penal codes. That stuff is interesting, so I'm gonna make sure I actually get down and learn and do studying, and just try to be the best I can while I'm in school. I'm gonna aim to get 100. I don't want to get no questions wrong. I don't want to have any issues. I want this to be a breeze and me push myself more than I've pushed myself previously. Uh, One thing I do to manage stress, just in life in general, not necessarily preparing myself for the academy, but just in life, I like to go outside. I love being outside. It doesn't matter if I'm just throwing a fire pit, if I'm going for a walk, going fishing, going shooting. I'd say maybe my favorite thing to do is just, get out in the woods, either go shooting or go fishing. It's just peaceful. You don't have to hear cars constantly driving by or people talking. I'd rather just, be out there with the nature and, having fun. I find that type of stuff pleasing and fun. I'd say maybe my only obstacle moving forward would probably be just making time to do this type of stuff. I gotta make time. I have to be dedicated and I need to make time so that I can get where I need to be for when I need to be there. It shouldn't be too many like physical setbacks. Like I'm not a person that really gets injured. My immune system's pretty good. I don't really get sick. So I don't really see any of those type of setbacks coming. More so it's just, being dedicated. I gotta do what I gotta do. And I can't make no excuses of why I ain't doing it. For recovery, Like, after you work out a long day, maybe you're sore one day. Usually I just like massage wherever it hurts. I have a massage gun. I don't really use it that often, but if I do feel really, really sore in any spot or feel like I need a break, I usually just, massage gun it. That usually works. I don't really get injured, like I said, so I don't really have to focus on that part. But the goal is, just stick to it. Probably the hardest thing you're gonna do is, motivating yourself to stick to it. It's not hard. It's not impossible. You just gotta make sure you do it and hold yourself accountable. If nobody is gonna hold you accountable, you gotta hold yourself accountable if you want to be where you want to be. Nobody's gonna push you like you, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe you have somebody that you feel will push you harder than you. But if you really, really want something, you can make it happen. So yeah, the ultimate goal of this 60-day challenge is to not only show you guys what it takes or what I do, but also to motivate me to, you know, dedicate the time I need to for my workouts or my runs. Dedicate time to meal prepping and make sure I eat properly. I'll even show you like my weight loss, like when I'm losing weight and what I'm doing to lose weight. I'll also show you guys that. And if I do have any problems, I'll show you guys that too. It's all about transparency. Got to show you real life how it really is. Some people just tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So in the next couple weeks, I'm going to show you some trainings, my progress weight wise, muscle wise, physique wise. I'll show you progress. Um, if I do have any issues, I'll let you guys know those as well. But the goal is I'll probably make a video once a week for the next 8 weeks until the academy starts, just to show you guys, what I'm doing to get myself prepared ultimately. And if someone else that's watching this video is going through the same thing or wants to go through the same thing, you can, follow along, see how it takes. I'll put little workouts in there that you can do. I'll show you what I did for running to get my cardio up. I'll show you what I did to build muscle. I'm not a bodybuilder by any means, but I'm a pretty fit person in general. So I'll show you guys a little bit of everything. And if you guys are watching this and you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to give me any tips on what you think I can do to lose weight, build more muscle, meal prep, if you have any ideas, feel free to comment them. Feel free. I take all compliments, encouragement, comments. Feel free to ask questions. If you have any, suggestions you think I should try or do that might help me in my journey, or if you just want to show your support through the comments or, follow, subscribe, and watch this process. I will see you guys in the next one. Probably another week. We'll start the first video of this series. This is just an introduction to the series of what you expect to see in this series over the next 60 days. I'll make another video on Sunday. That'll be, day 7 of this month. So we'll do 7, 14th, 21st, the 28th, and so on. Just make sure we hit all of our points. And in the beginning of each video, I'll show you, in the beginning of each video, I'll put my weight, my current weight, how much it increased or decreased from the last video, and the goals. My goals will be in there, like weight-wise and muscle-wise. I'll put my goals in there so you can see the progress I'm making or not making, Who knows? But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.